My beloved child. There is a moment, so quiet, so easily missed, when everything around you begins to shift, not loudly, not dramatically, but in a way that only your soul can recognize. And this is that moment. You didn't arrive here by accident. You didn't click on this by chance. Something within you felt a pull, a whisper that said, "Pause, listen, this is for you." Don't skip, because what is about to unfold is not what you think. It is far deeper, far more personal than the surface suggests. Now listen closely, because the message hidden behind the words, "A lawyer is after you," is not about fear, not about danger, but about something much more profound. It speaks of balance, of truth, of something that has been quietly building in your life without you even realizing it. There are two things, yes, two invisible forces, you carry within you. One is what you show the world. And the other is what your soul has been holding back, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. And here is where everything begins to change. You may have felt it recently, a strange tension between who you are becoming and who you used to be. Like standing between two doors, unsure which one to open. One door feels safe, familiar, comfortable, but the other door calls you with something you cannot explain. It feels uncertain, almost unreal, yet deeply right. Stay till the end, because this is where most people turn away, and miss what was meant for them. The lawyer in this message is not a person chasing you, it is a symbol. A quiet representation of truth, of alignment, of the universe asking you to take a closer look at those two sides within you. One side holds your doubts, your hesitation, your past patterns, and the other carries your potential, your clarity, your next level of existence. And right now, both are standing face to face. Can you feel it? That subtle pressure in your chest, that unexplainable restlessness, that feeling that something is about to happen, but you don't yet know what. This is not confusion, this is awakening. Something huge is waiting for you, but it requires one thing, your attention. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because the truth is, you have been postponing a decision. A silent one. Not spoken out loud, not written anywhere, but deeply felt. You've been holding back from stepping fully into what you know is meant for you. And the longer you wait, the louder this inner voice becomes. But here's the twist you didn't expect. You are not being chased, you are being called forward. Those two forces within you are not fighting to break you, they are aligning to reveal you. And the moment you stop running from that second version of yourself, the one that feels bigger, braver, more alive, everything begins to make sense in ways you never imagined. So pause right here. Take a breath. And ask yourself, what have you been avoiding, even though you know it's meant for you? Because in the next part, something unexpected will be revealed about those two forces, something that will change the way you see your entire path from this moment forward. Something inside you already knows, even before the words are spoken, even before the meaning becomes clear. There is a quiet recognition rising within you. It's almost like a memory you never fully lived, yet somehow, you remember. That's not coincidence. That's alignment beginning to awaken. Don't skip, because what you are about to understand now, most people never reach in their entire lifetime. Those two forces we spoke about, they are not random. They are not accidental. They are the result of every choice you've ever made, every moment you hesitated, every time you trusted yourself. And every time you didn't. One force is built from your past patterns, the version of you that learned to stay safe, to avoid risk, to follow what felt predictable. This version protected you, guided you through uncertainty, and helped you survive moments you thought you couldn't. But the second force is different. It is not shaped by fear, it is shaped by possibility. It is the version of you that sees beyond limitations, that imagines something greater, that refuses to settle even when everything around you says, "This is enough." This part of you has been quiet for a long time, not because it is weak, but because it has been waiting. Waiting for the exact moment when you are ready to hear it, not with your ears, but with your entire being. And that moment is now. Stay till the end, because what you are about to realize next may feel subtle at first. But once it clicks, you will never see yourself the same way again. Think about the times recently when something didn't feel right, when you were in a situation that looked fine from the outside, but inside, something felt off. That wasn't confusion. That wasn't overthinking. That was the second force speaking to you, trying to guide you toward a different path. And yet, you paused. You questioned it. You told yourself, maybe I'm imagining things, maybe it's not the right time. But what if that hesitation is exactly what has been holding everything back? Because here's something most people never realize. Clarity doesn't come after you decide. Clarity comes because you decide. And this is where the lawyer energy returns, not as something external, but as a moment of truth. A moment where everything inside you stands still, waiting for you to choose which side you will align with. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right here, right now. Can you feel how real this is becoming? There's a reason your attention hasn't drifted, a reason your focus is locked in, a reason you're still here, still listening. It's because something within you recognizes that this message is not general, it is deeply personal. It is speaking directly to the version of you that is ready, even if you haven't fully admitted it yet. Something huge is waiting for you, but it's not waiting somewhere far away. It's waiting behind a decision you've been delaying. And here is the part that changes everything. Those two forces within you are not equal anymore. One of them is fading. The version of you that plays small, that waits for perfect conditions, that seeks permission, it is losing its hold. You may not see it clearly yet, but you can feel it. That discomfort, that restlessness, that sense that you can't stay the same anymore, that is the signal. You are outgrowing your old self. And growth doesn't ask for comfort. It asks for courage. Now pause for a second, and be honest with yourself. Not what others expect. Not what seems logical. Just you, and the truth you've been quietly carrying. What is that one step you know you need to take, but haven't? Because that step is not just a step. It is a doorway. And once you walk through it, there is no going back to who you were before. But here's where it becomes even more unexpected. The moment you choose that second force. The moment you align with your higher self, something begins to rearrange around you. Situations shift. People respond differently. Opportunities appear in ways that don't feel forced, they feel natural, almost like they were waiting for you to catch up. This is not magic. This is alignment. And you are closer to it than you think. Don't skip, because the next part will reveal something deeper about why this moment feels so intense. And why everything in your life seems to be pointing you toward this exact turning point. There is a pattern behind all of this, a hidden connection between your past, your present, and what is about to unfold next. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. There is a pattern unfolding around you, and the more you try to ignore it, the clearer it becomes. Not loud, not obvious, but persistent. Like a quiet signal repeating itself in different forms, different moments, different situations. And the strange part is, it feels familiar, as if life has been trying to show you the same truth again and again, waiting for the moment you finally see it. Don't skip, because this is where everything begins to connect in a way you didn't expect. Look back for a second, not too far, just enough to notice something subtle. Think about the choices you made when you felt unsure. Think about the times you followed what felt safe instead of what felt true. At that moment, it made sense, it protected you, it kept things stable. But now, something inside you is beginning to question those choices, not with regret, but with awareness. And awareness is the beginning of transformation. Because here's something deeper than what most people ever realize. The life you are living right now is not random. It is a reflection. A reflection of which force you have been choosing more often, the safe version of you, or the expanding version of you. And the reason things feel different lately, the reason your thoughts feel heavier, your emotions more intense, your intuition stronger, is because that balance is shifting. You are no longer aligned with who you used to be. Stay till the end, because the next realization may feel almost unreal, but once it lands, it will change how you see every moment from here forward. There is a moment in every person's journey, a hidden turning point, where everything pauses. Not physically, but internally. A moment where the old patterns stop making sense, but the new path hasn't fully revealed itself yet. It feels like standing in between worlds, not belonging to the past anymore, but not fully stepped into the future either. That is exactly where you are right now. And this space, this in-between space, is powerful. Because it is here that your real identity begins to form. Not the version shaped by expectations, not the version influenced by fear, but the version that comes from your deepest truth. But here's where most people misunderstand this phase. They think something is wrong. They think they are lost. They think they need answers immediately. But what if this uncertainty is actually a sign that everything is aligning perfectly? What if this feeling of not knowing is actually clearing space for something greater to enter? Something huge is waiting for you, but it cannot fully arrive until you release the need to control how it should happen. Pause here. Let that sink in. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need confirmation from anyone else. Because the moment you stop searching outside, something powerful begins to rise within you. And that is where the second force becomes undeniable. It no longer whispers, it starts to guide. You'll notice it in small ways first, a sudden clarity about something that confused you before, a quiet confidence in a decision that once felt impossible, a sense of calm even when nothing around you has changed yet. That's not coincidence. That's alignment strengthening. And here is the part that very few people ever talk about. When you begin to align with your higher self, life doesn't always become easier immediately, but it becomes clearer. And clarity is far more powerful than comfort. Because once you see clearly, you can no longer pretend you don't know. You can no longer go back to being unaware. And that's why this moment feels intense. Not because something is wrong, but because something is real. Now think about this. What if the delays you experienced, the confusion, the moments where things didn't work out the way you expected, what if they were never meant to stop you? What if they were preparing you? Preparing you to see beyond surface-level situations, to trust your inner direction, to recognize when something truly aligns with you, and when it doesn't. Because the truth is, you are no longer meant to chase what isn't aligned. You are meant to attract what is. And attraction doesn't come from effort alone. It comes from alignment. Don't skip, because what you are about to realize next will shift the way you approach everything in your life. There is a reason why certain things are starting to feel distant, why some connections don't carry the same energy anymore, why some goals that once excited you now feel incomplete. It's not because you've lost something. It's because you've outgrown it. And growth always creates space. Space that may feel empty at first, but is actually full of potential. This is the moment where you decide. Will you try to hold on to what feels familiar? Or will you trust what feels right? Because those two forces within you, they are no longer equal. One is asking you to stay where you are. The other is inviting you to become who you are meant to be. And here's the truth that changes everything. You already know which one to choose. You've known it for a while. You've felt it in quiet moments, in those seconds when everything becomes still and your inner voice becomes clear. The only question now is, are you ready to act on it? Because the moment you do, everything begins to shift. Not all at once, not in a dramatic explosion, but in a way that feels natural, effortless, like stepping into a flow that was always there, waiting for you. And in the next part, something even deeper will be revealed about this shift. Something that explains why this moment feels so perfectly timed, and why what is coming next will feel like it was meant for you all along. Right now, something is quietly rearranging itself around you, and if you slow down for just a second, you can almost feel it. Not with your eyes, not with logic, but with that deeper sense inside you that notices shifts before they fully appear. It's subtle, almost invisible, yet undeniable. And the reason it feels this way is because this moment, this exact phase you are in, is not ordinary. It is a threshold. A crossing point between who you were, and who you are becoming. Don't skip, because what you are about to understand now is something that most people never pause long enough to realize. There is a timing to everything in your life, but not the kind of timing controlled by clocks or calendars. It's a different kind of rhythm, one that moves with your awareness, your readiness, your willingness to see what you once ignored. And right now, your awareness has reached a level where things can no longer remain hidden from you. That's why everything feels more intense. That's why small moments feel deeper. That's why even silence feels like it's trying to tell you something. Because the truth is beginning to surface. And when truth begins to rise, it doesn't rush. It reveals itself layer by layer, gently, patiently, until you are ready to fully receive it. Stay till the end. Because what is unfolding is not just about understanding something new, it's about remembering something you always carried within you. Now think about this. Why does it feel like certain patterns are repeating in your life? Different situations, different people, yet somehow, the same feeling returns. The same questions. The same inner conflict. At first, it may seem frustrating, like something is stuck, like something is not moving forward. But what if it's not repetition? What if it's refinement? What if each time the pattern appears, it's giving you another chance to respond differently, to choose differently, to see differently? Because this is where your power truly lies. Not in controlling everything around you, but in recognizing the moment when you can change how you respond. And that moment is here. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is hidden inside a shift so small, so simple, that most people overlook it completely. The shift is this. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What is this trying to show me?" Feel the difference. One question keeps you stuck in confusion. The other opens a door to clarity. And once that door opens, everything begins to align in ways that feel almost effortless. Now pause for a second. Let yourself sit with this. Because what you are experiencing right now is not a coincidence. It is a signal. A signal that you are ready to step into a higher level of awareness. A level where you no longer react blindly, where you begin to see the deeper meaning behind everything. And here's where it becomes even more powerful. The moment you start seeing things differently, things start responding to you differently. Opportunities that once felt out of reach begin to feel closer. Decisions that once felt heavy begin to feel lighter. Even the way people interact with you begins to shift, not because they changed, but because your energy did. This is the part no one explains clearly. Your external world mirrors your internal alignment. And right now, your internal alignment is changing. Slowly, steadily, but powerfully. Don't skip, because what comes next may feel like a quiet realization, but it carries the weight of something life-changing. There is something you have been holding on to. Not physically, but emotionally. A belief. A fear. A story you've been telling yourself about what you can or cannot do. It may not always be obvious, but it shows up in moments where you hesitate, where you doubt, where you pull back just before stepping forward. And the reason it still exists is because you haven't fully questioned it yet. You've accepted it as truth, without realizing it was just a pattern. But now you are beginning to see it. And the moment you see a pattern clearly, it loses its power over you. This is where transformation begins. Not in big, dramatic actions, but in quiet awareness. In the moment you realize, I don't have to follow this old story anymore. And when that realization becomes real, not just an idea, but something you truly feel, everything shifts. You begin to move differently, think differently, choose differently. And those choices create a new path. Now imagine this. A version of you that no longer hesitates when something feels right. A version of you that trusts your inner voice without needing constant validation. A version of you that moves forward with quiet confidence, not loud, not forced, but natural. That version of you is not far away. It is already within you. Waiting for you to fully step into it. And this is the moment where you begin to understand something deeper. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering who you have always been. Stay till the end, because the next realization will connect everything you've felt so far into one clear understanding. There is a reason why this message feels different from everything else you've heard. It's not trying to give you answers. It's guiding you to find them within yourself. And that is far more powerful. Because once you find your own clarity, no one can take it away from you. No situation can shake it. No doubt can fully override it. This is what true alignment feels like. And you are stepping into it, right now. But here's the final piece of this part. The part that brings everything together. The lawyer you thought was after you. The two forces within you. The patterns repeating in your life. The feeling of standing between two versions of yourself. They are all connected. They are all pointing toward one single truth. You are at a turning point. A real one. Not imagined. Not exaggerated. A genuine moment where your next choice will shape everything that follows. And the most powerful thing about this moment is, you don't need anything outside of you to move forward. You already have everything you need. Clarity is forming. Awareness is rising. Alignment is strengthening. And in the next part, something even deeper will unfold about what happens when you fully step into this new version of yourself, something that will make you realize why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. And when you see it, you will understand that nothing was ever against you. Everything was guiding you here.